Hello everyone, welcome to an introduction to WordPress. This series of videos has got something for everyone, from beginner, intermediate, to advanced. If you're a beginner, someone who doesn't want to write code, you will learn the fundamentals of using the WordPress backend to create pages, posts, navigation menus, adjust basic settings, and then you can combine that later with pre-existing themes and plugins to create your own websites. However, for our intermediate to advanced users, we're going to roll up our sleeves and learn how to create a theme from scratch, which means we're going to begin with 0 files, 0 lines of code. We're going to write everything together. You can really learn how to bend WordPress to your will and get it to do whatever you need it to do. And before we get started, let's spend about a minute to review what WordPress is and why we're so excited to use it. So what is WordPress? Well, WordPress is a free, open source web publishing system, which is just another way of saying it's a free tool to help you build websites. So who uses WordPress? Perhaps you've heard that it's used by small businesses or for personal blogs, but it's also used by governments, schools, nonprofits, and Fortune 500 companies, which means WordPress is for everyone. It doesn't matter who you are or what you're trying to achieve with your website, there's a good chance WordPress can help you. Now, not only can WordPress help you, but the community surrounding WordPress can also help you, and it is a massive community. Somewhere between 17 to almost 20% of all websites on the internet are powered by WordPress. That's almost 1 in 5. Now, I can explain later why that's an amazing statistic we should all be excited about and that we all benefit from. But for now, just know that a lot of people use WordPress. And finally, the greatest strength of WordPress, at least in my opinion, is the attitude surrounding it. There's a very can-do, self-empowered, helpful, let's keep things simple, but remember that we can achieve anything attitude attached to WordPress. I absolutely love it. So in this series of videos, I want to share some of that love for WordPress with you and get you started. So let's dive right in. In front of you is the WordPress dashboard. You'll also hear this referred to as the WordPress admin or the WordPress backend. You can think of this as home base. This is where you administer your website, where you create posts, pages, and so forth. Now, it's important to point out that the general public, people that view your website, cannot and will not see this backend of this dashboard. Only you, as the site owner or site content contributor, will see this. So if you imagine it's the year 1950 and we're running a newspaper, the general public doesn't see the printing press or the offices where your journalists work. They only see the front-facing newspaper. So in this case, the public only sees our website, the way that we construct it, whereas this WordPress backend, this looks relatively the same for all WordPress websites, and it's where the content creators work to add content to the website and administer the website. I think that'll make more sense here in just a moment. So for example, if we click Posts in the left-hand menu, you see a list of new post titles. So this one reads How to Assess Website Analytics. This one is titled Tutorial Demo Files Posted. And you can tell right away that this is not how a public-facing website would be laid out. This is not interesting or captivating in any way. This is only for the site owners and content contributors. So these are the existing posts on the website. We can click on one if we want to begin to edit it. And then this is very similar to a word processing program. We can bold certain text, make it italic, add new text. And then when we're done, we can simply click this update or save button. And we just saved an update to the post. So that's how simple it is to edit existing content with WordPress. Now let's take a look at how easy it is to create new content altogether. If we go back to the post screen, you can see a list of our existing items. If we click this Add New button, we can simply provide a title, new example post, and then just add in a bit of content in the body section. Add a bit of Latin dummy text. can choose a category if you'd like. So you can choose between article or news, or we can even add a new category for organizational purposes. Let's call this news. And then just click this blue publish button. And that's it. We just saved a new article, and it would now show up on front-facing website. And that's really the heart and soul of the WordPress backend. You can edit existing content and create new content. Now, there are different types of content. So, for example, we were dealing with posts. However, let's take a very quick look at pages. The best way to describe pages is to simply contrast them with posts, because the two are very similar, but there's a key difference. So let's say, for example, we ran a blog or a news-based website. Most of our content would live within posts, because we want this constant stream of content flowing through our website. However, we still might have a few static pillars in our website, like an About Us page, or our history page, or a Contact Us page. Now, when I just use the word static to describe pages, that doesn't mean that they're lost in place or you can't edit them. So, for example, if we click on About Us, we can edit this page. We can make this text bold, we can add new paragraphs, and then click the update button. So the content isn't fixed in the sense that it can't be changed. It's a bit more subtle than that. What we really mean is that posts are usually displayed in reverse chronological order, so the newest posts are at the top, which is the news website. But pages aren't really part of a stream or river of content. They're sort of independent, timeless in a way, and that's what we mean when we say fixed or static. But aside from that, you can see that pages and posts are nearly identical. You provide title and then a bit of content. You can update and save them. Now, posts and pages are really the heart and soul of WordPress. So in a sense, you've already just learned how to use WordPress. It's that simple. But you might be thinking, okay, so there's posts and pages. Is that it? Is that all WordPress is? And if it is, why is WordPress so insanely popular? Why do people make such a big fuss over it? So to address those questions or that series of concerns, I will say this. Yes, the core of WordPress really is that simple, but the core is also very powerful and very easy to extend and customize. So for example, out of the box, WordPress only comes with posts and pages. So you can have a news section and you can add pages. But what if you wanted a completely separate part of your website to have recipes, so dinner, desserts, meal ideas? Well, you can see in the sidebar that I've created a custom post type named recipes. And that if I click that, you've got all this entirely different content here. Beef stew, feta chicken salad, blackberry pie, potato salad, chocolate cake. And you can see that we can even use different categories or different taxonomy systems. We can categorize the meals as chicken, dessert, dinner. And these categories are entirely separate from the categories that we use for the news or blog section of our website. And if we click on one, so if I click on potato salad, you can see that it looks just like a post or a page. You can add content. Oh, here's where the ingredients go. Here's where the instructions go. But it would be very easy to adjust some of the settings in WordPress so that when you're editing a recipe, there's also another field down here that says recipe rating. You can choose between 1 to 5 stars. And there could be another field called recommendation. You can say whether we actually recommend this recipe or not. So the point is that you can have any number of fields in addition to just this main body text field. And you can have those fields only display for certain content types, which means WordPress isn't limited to just posts and pages. Yes, that's what it starts with out of the box, but WordPress is only limited by your imagination. We can create other custom content types in addition to recipes. We can create restaurant reviews, photo galleries, slideshows, chef's corner with interviews, whatever your imagination can think of. You can really extend and customize WordPress to help you keep it organized, dynamic, and easily accessible to the public. Now, this first lesson or video that you're currently watching is just to whet your appetite. We didn't really get our hands dirty and learn any of the details yet. I do want to say, though, I purposely did not show you a front-facing website. If you remember, we discussed that only the admin or the site owner sees the dashboard, whereas the public sees something different. They see the actual website. Now, the reason I didn't show you what the website looks like is because I don't want you to have any preconceived notion of what a, quote, WordPress website looks like. There's a lot of people that think that all WordPress websites look the same, or that they have some cookie-cutter formula, but I'm here to tell you that they don't need to be that way, and that largely they're not that way. WordPress does not place any restrictions on how your website should look. The only reason some WordPress websites feel cookie-cutter, or maybe they look the same, is because a certain theme has become very popular. In this video, I'm actually going to show you how simple it is to install WordPress on your computer. So let's get started. The first step is to make sure that our computer has all of the necessary software to run WordPress. Now, it's pretty simple. The only things we need are PHP, MySQL, and then some sort of server. In this case, we're going to use Apache. Now, if you're not familiar with any of those three items, it's okay, because we don't need to really know that much about them at the moment, and we don't even need to install them individually. In fact, there are plenty of packages that take all three, mush them together, and make it very easy for anyone, including your grandmother, to install them on their computer. Now, if your computer is running on Windows, go ahead and perform a web search for WAMP or XAMPP. Either of the two will do just fine. Or if you're running on a Mac, go ahead and perform a web search for MAMP. So at this point, you can now pause this video, go perform your web search, download the software, install the software. There should be some sort of on-screen instructions that walk you through the process. Hopefully it's pretty straightforward. And then once the software is installed, go ahead and come back and unpause this video. Okay, at this point, I will assume that you're resuming this video because you successfully installed either WAMP, XAMPP, MAMP, or some other PHP, Apache, MySQL package, and you're now ready to carry on. So the next step is to create a database. So you'll need to make sure that whatever program you just downloaded has been launched, and make sure that it's open and running. And then what we're looking for is something called PHP MyAdmin. Now, depending on which software package you chose, finding PHP MyAdmin might be a little bit different. But no matter which package you chose, there should be some sort of either new icon representing the software, or when you first launch the software, it should open up some sort of screen. And we're looking for a start page, so perhaps it opens in your web browser. But in general, just look around for some sort of options or start screen. Look for the phrase PHP MyAdmin. So once you've pulled up PHP MyAdmin, it will look something like this. And our task is very simple. You simply want to click on this database tab. And then where it says create new database, you can enter any name you want. I will call this database Learning WordPress. And then simply hit create. And that's it. So that step's complete. The next step is to visit WordPress.org and follow the download button to download the latest zip file of WordPress. So once you're finished downloading WordPress, go ahead and extract the file. Either double click it, or depending on your operating system, perhaps right click and click extract now. And then you should end up with a folder called WordPress. Our next task is to move this WordPress folder out of our downloads folder and into a new special folder that was created just a moment ago by MAMP, XAMPP, WAMP, or whichever package you chose. Now, the name of this new special folder and the location of this new special folder will differ depending on your operating system and package you chose, but in general, this folder is referred to as the local host directory. It will be usually named something like htdocs, or public HTML, or www. Now, I would start by looking somewhere either in your C folder if you're using Windows, or somewhere in your applications folder if you're using a Mac. But if you still can't find this new folder, go ahead and perform a web search for local host directory, and then just include the name of the package you downloaded. Now, once you've located the special local host directory folder on your computer, go ahead and move over, cut and paste or drag, however you'd like, but move over the WordPress folder that we extracted into this new special folder.